Hello Brawlers and Baku crew members, welcome back to the channel. It's BakuBrad96 here, and today's video is going to be part 3 of my legacy collection. Now as far as marbles go, this is when you start getting into the fodder or the procrastinated projects of my collection, but have no fear, stay tuned because in part 4 I will be going over my Bakugan trap. And then part 5 will be the battle gear to wrap everything up. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more Bakugan and tabletop game content. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it, starting off with a really cool Bakugan. And this one would have been in the part 1 had I not got the special Bakugan Granite treatment for it. And this is, of course, Phosphos. So this is the base Pyrus version. It was part of the Gandalian Invaders Chrome line. So it does have the little chrome plating paint on the tail and the feet. And then this is also a double strike Bakugan as well. So it has a neat little gimmick that has a button feature. If you push on the back, the rest of the heads pop open, so you get kind of a double stand type deal, if you will. But I know the double strike Bakugan, I don't know how well that was supposed to be implemented into the actual game itself. Maybe as a way to knock your opponent's Bakugan off of a gate card, but I'm not really sure. This is just a really cool Bakugan from Gandalian Invaders. I definitely want to find it in native Aquas, but it is hard to track down. The Baku Granite Subterra was really cool enough. For G-Power though, if I can get the camera to focus, the Pyrus has 760, so pretty good, really strong. Again, Gandalian Invaders is when you started getting into the 1,000 range, so you had to watch what Bakugan you were getting and going up against. DNA code. Pretty cool. That was for the online game. Definitely not active now. Moving on though into, I guess, another Gandalian Invaders Bakugan. So this is Subterra Lionheart. I picked this one up to go with, I traded for this one to go with the Subterra Lumino Dragonoid, which was in part 2. Go check out that Legacy Collection video if you haven't already. But yeah, I was thinking about doing a Gandalian Invaders Subterra team. I just haven't picked out a third Bakugan or got it yet. So Lionheart has quite a few manual parts. 3 horns. 1 on the sides, 1 in the middle. And I think they extend pretty much all the way out. Arms also extend out. Really cool. Manual pieces. And then the feet. So quite a lot for Lionheart, and then of course for the gear, the back folds all the way down. Really awesome Bakugan. I did show this one off in part 1 as a, I don't know what it's called, but the Walmart Blue version Aquas. The Subterra, this one, has 800 G power, so again, really strong Bakugan. Tend not to really use this one or make decks around them if they're too strong, because then it's just no fun to play against. I don't think I have any, I do kind of have other Gandalian Invaders, but we'll kind of skip back to New Vestroia for a Baku Crystal, and this is the Mosquito. So I think the only manual piece it has is the little, proboscis, I think, or something like that, and then little feet. I think these are supposed to be like legs or something. I have no idea, but yeah. Really cool Bakugan, really neat. This Bakugan got a ton of various treatments, but I still think the Crystal is the coolest. For G-Power, it is 670. So I guess this is, in a way, Legacy Sectonoid, right? This is the beginning idea of it. Cool Bakugan, pretty neat manual pieces. Doesn't open up near as much or have near as much detail as Lionheart. But still kind of a basic mold that is really cool and just represents the Legacy series all that much. Jeez, I cannot talk. I don't get it. Moving on though, do have a B2 Darkest Griffin. Another one of my favorite B1 Bakugan, sadly. I did trade away the Aquas B1 translucent open core that I did have, so I did want to hold on to a Darkest B2, just so that I had a Griffin. This one is 400 G power, so not the strongest, but it's just a really cool Chimera type Griffin type Bakugan. But yeah, really awesome. Definitely a cool design for the original Bakugan Battle Brawlers. And now I do have some other, second season Battle Brawlers Bakugan, being the Pyrus Limulus, which is 350 Gs. Pretty basic mold. It does have little manual feet, but nothing fancy. And then I have a B2 Pyrus Centipod, or Centipoid, because this is the Legacy series, 540 G. Again, I just got a few of these Pyrus Bakugan as B2. Well, Limulus is always B2, but the other B2 Pyrus I got being Stinglash, the Scorpion, and then Terraclaw from the previous Legacy video. So it was kind of a B1 Bakugan that were turned into B2 Pyrus team, or that was the idea. This one's a little bit weaker, if I can get it to 330 G power, so a really odd random number. But hey, it is a B2 Stinglash, so that is pretty cool, just like the B2 Centipoid. Just a little neat Bakugan that I wanted to pick up for various gimmick reasons. Moving on though into one of my clunkers, this is a Ventus Obus, which is the legendary soldier for Ventus, which is why I wanted to keep it, because it's native, it's really good for any collection. It does have a stress mark where the little flap here was bent, so it doesn't open all that well. It's a little chunky, or I guess junky. I need to replace the neck spring, but I'm a little scared to take it apart because I don't want to break it worse. So the head does stick. It doesn't open all that well when rolling. It does have a little manual tail, if I can get my finger to open it. There we go. Otherwise, other than the head spring needing repair, it's pretty good. It does have the crease on the flap, which you can all kind of make out. It is a shame. It does kind of hurt, but still cool as far as collection. 420 G power. And again, one of the legendary soldiers, native. The only other two that I have, other than Frosk, which was in the previous video, I do have the Baku Swap Lars Lion in Helios Darkest, and the Baku Swap Exedra in Darkest Ventus. So you can already tell one of my kind of back burner projects was getting all of the legendary soldiers. But I did want to get them all in Baku Swap, not native, just to be kind of cool and have like a little different spin on it. So Lars Lion has 540 G power. Obviously, it can be Helios or Darkest. And then Exedra, it has 490 G power, and it can be either Darkest or Ventus. The only thing I'm not sure about is why the Exedras get printed without any attribute symbol, and why the swapped Lars Lions do. If you know, let me know in the comments down below. That would be a big help. But yeah, working on the Baku Swap Legendary Soldiers at some point. Right now, for Legacy Bakugan, obviously the Max's Helios and the Brontes collections are priority, but I do want to get into that at some point. So next up, it is a Aquas Viper Helios, and I missed. Well, throw the bread already. Yep, here we go. Throw some bread. Whoop whoop. Got to sub to the channel now because we threw the bread. No, but this is the Viper Helios Aquas. Kind of stuck there, as you can all see. Not the best magnet after all these years. I don't even think the tail, or I closed the tail again, or no, it opened. Okay. But yeah, manual feet, manual top horn, and then I think a manual jaw as well is at the same. So there we go. And yeah, so this is the Aquas Viper Helios, the next form of Helios, or the first. I'm not sure if Viper or Cyborg came first. I want to say Viper Helios came first in the show, because Cyborg is when Spectra started, upgrading him and making him mechanical and stuff, making him stronger. So yeah, Viper Helios. But the only reason I have this mold is to go with the Aquas Metal Fencer trap that I have. So I have a combat set. That was kind of why I have that. But still a really cool Bakugan. Might get it in a special treatment later on. This one has 650 G power. So again, pretty good for New Vestroia. And just a really cool mold, like so menacing, a lot of detail. Viper Helios, definitely one of those old Bakugan that was just awesome. Not really a fan of it in Aquas. Might go for Helios just because of the Helios Max's Helios. Actually, not a bad idea. I'll probably have to look at that after I get through recording. But now, here comes the bulk of the G3, haha, joke, funny, no. Here is the bulk of part 3, and that is just a bunch of Neo Dragonoid. Because, yeah, I got way too many in local lots and various trades. Okay, I can't open those horns. So, first off, it's the Maxis Dragonoid version. I still think this is Neo, but it might be called something else. I can never remember. But this one has 650 G power as well, so it matches the Helios. That's funny. And then next up is legitimately a whole bunch of Neo Dragonoid. So I have one, and, oh, threw the bread again, throwing bread, and two. So I have two Pyrus Neo Dragonoid. So for manual parts, I will demonstrate on one. We have the 3 horns, if I can open it. Come on, come on. Fail. Okay, there we go. 3 horns, and then the manual feet make up the manual parts for this Dragonoid, which really, honestly, it's got to be the best version out of New Vestroia for Dragonoid. The only one better than this one is the Vortex one that actually spins, but it's the same design because it is just really cool. For G power, this version has 560, and I think this one's different. This one has 550, so only a 10 G difference, but still different prints of Pyrus Neo Dragonoid, which really cool. Good Bakugan to have in any collection. And then the final that I have are the Gundalian Invader Recolors. For the Aquas and Darkest Neo Dragonoid, which look really awesome. The Darkest is scuffed up quite a bit, but I do like that they are the Gundalian Invaders colors. Unfortunately, they don't have the little DNA stamp anymore, which is a shame. But the Aquas has 750 G power, and then the Darkest only has 700, so the Aquas is stronger. They still have the same manual parts as the Pyrus, so I won't get into that too much. But yeah, definitely a ton of Neo Dragonoid. And it just ended up this way too, because I've got all of these from like local lots that I've bought from like local listings and what have you. So just funny that it ended up that way. But that does it for part 3 of my Legacy Bakugan collection. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for supporting the channel. Until next time, stay safe, drum up, Bakugan Brawl, and don't forget to throw some bread.